Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, a year ago, not to the exact date, but it's pretty close. A year ago, I made a video predicting the 2023 Formula One season, and I want to see how close I am. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to predict the 2024 season. This is old. A year ago. And this was before we thought the Red Bulls were going to be that dominant.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to
the
Trados channel.
Let's see what's going to happen here.
Today, we're going to be predicting the F1 2023 calendar year.
We're going to skip through it a little bit.
We're going to do it as quickly as possible. Be some live stream highlights. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. It's very hard to grow your live stream here, but anyway, 23, the first race, Bahrain. Very exciting.
What's going to happen?
I reckon for Bahrain, Lewis Hamilton will win, and then Max will win the Saudi Arabia GP, and therefore we got kind of this championship battle kind of brewing. But you know, Australia, I reckon it'll be a really big battle between those two once again. Although, of course, Lewis will come out on
That's
top.
really off.
Over here, guys. And then Australia, the only thing I can really predict for that.
That's so off.
It will be a Oscar Piastri top 5 finish. Honestly, welcome to Australia. Mate.
Wait a minute. Wait. We gotta wait 1 second.
As
I
they
tried,
run GP,
but it just keeps telling me it's from Australia. So I'm hoping that came true. It didn't though, because the McLaren was real bad at the start of the season.
Yeah, round 4. But I reckon we'll say Charles Leclerc will win the Azerbaijan GP. Therefore, we have like that third kind of guy coming into the championship battle.
Well, I wish this happened. Because one, Lewis wouldn't have got... doesn't matter. I'll leave my controversial Formula 1 opinions
I reckon that's a good call.
out of it.
I reckon Max will win Miami. He was fairly dominant there last
we can all
year.
agree
He could definitely pull
that this wasn't going to happen.
nice
I'm a Mercedes fan. Any team with the Mercedes power unit, I support.
This is one of my
That's my motto. So I see basically
what
a lot of different teams is one team in my opinion.
Let's go. Ooh. There's a chance that it's a wet race. So we could call for chaos, but I reckon let's bring George Russell into the mix for the championship. George Russell will win Emilia Romagna Grand Prix.
I did call the wet race. It was a bit too wet to race. We didn't actually make it to Emilia Romagna, but I said it could be a wet race. It was definitely a wet race because they started racing boats at Emilia Romagna. I really hope everyone's okay there. But yes, I was correct with it being a wet race because it didn't happen because it was just that wet.
Very awesome race.
Now this video might be a bit longer than the 5-minute video right here. That's just what's going to happen, I think.
Monaco, but we'll discuss that in a video when we get closer towards it.
Monaco.
But I reckon Lando Norris will pull through with his very first victory around Monaco. That's what I hope. Now, for Spain, I hope both the Spaniards have good races, as always. The only home race I don't want him to do well is the Max Verstappen. I'm not a Max Verstappen fan, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, so, that's the only thing I can say. But I was trying to win the Spanish Grand Prix, a second GP win, and therefore he's kind of getting himself into the mix with the championship. Canada...
That's a bit late.
Wet race, a bit like last year, so we'll say Fernando Alonso will win the race this year because he had some pretty fortunate luck and some really skill in the wet weather last year. So let's say that Lance Stroll will get a top 8 finish and.
So I don't know if this was necessarily true or not because I can't find the results somehow. So we'll have to. Someone go and see how well I did, but I know sometimes I'm really off.
The Belgium GP, I reckon that Alex Albon will have a top 10 spot along with
a top 10 spot.
Williams weekend. It'll be a wet race. Lewis will win this one, and then Max will win the Netherlands GP.
He did. He won the Netherlands GP.
Monza, Charles Leclerc wins.
And he won.
Carlos Sainz second place, a 1-2 for Ferrari. That would be pretty awesome. Singapore, the Singapore GP, Lewis will win. Japanese GP, Yuki Tsunoda will win the race. Yep.
It didn't happen. I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
All right, and also...
So this is genuinely interesting.
Probably...
I'm going to be super realistic in my predictions this year.
I'm kind of being hopeful here.
Perhaps we didn't realise that the Red Bull was going to break records.
And that one will be won by Mr. Checo, and so will Mexico. back-to-back wins this year. Therefore, the championship's pretty close, with Lewis winning, then Checo, then Max, and they're pretty even on points from mathematics, although that's not,
So we're left to Brazil, Vegas,
Brazilian
and
Grand Prix will
Abu
be
Dhabi.
won by Mr. Lewis Hamilton himself, and then for Las Vegas, who will win first? Who will win the first race in Vegas? Ooh.
Max.
Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly will win Vegas. Don't really know how.
That came out of nowhere.
But that's my prediction. And then finally, for Abu Dhabi, we will have Lewis Hamilton will win, and he'll round out the championship. Now, if you guys notice, I don't think I said a George Russell win this entire year. Personally, I feel like this year's not the year for George Russell.
This year wasn't the year for George Russell. This year wasn't the year for either of the Mercedes, to be completely honest. Now let's get into this year's predictions. All right, round one, and a lot of these rounds are going to be pretty easy. Now, the Red Bull does look a little bit shaky on corner exits, corner exit speed. They still look super fast in a straight line, but it didn't look all, clean sailing for Red Bull so far for what we saw in preseason testing. But that's still it's not going to affect them that much. So I'm pretty sure that we'll see a Red Bull first 5-round win. I reckon they'll win an Aussie. That's where I'm going, so we'll see a full vlog there. I reckon they'll literally the first 5 rounds knock out all Max, and then we're all going to get pretty shocked. But genuinely, by round 6-7 is when the first upgrades come for a lot of teams. Then they have a rough idea from what they need to bring to each team, I suppose is the best way to say it. I'd say that round 6 will be a Checo win. I still think it'll be a Red Bull, but maybe Max would get bored of winning. He's won a lot, and give Checo a chance. Checo needs to win at least 3 races this year to even have a half a chance of keeping his seat this year. We all know that, but that's just the way I see it. He needs to be consistently winning races, but 3 races might be enough versus a possible Yuki Tsunoda coming into the team, which is I think what will happen, who might not win any races. So I don't know if that's how they think. At Red Bull, probably not. We'll give it to we'll give it to Ferrari and Emilia Romagna. Remember, okay, no English today, but in Emilia Romagna, we're probably going to give it to Carlos Sainz, I think, to get another win. And we'll give it to Charles in Monaco. Basically, you have to. I'm trying to be realistic, but I'm also saying that this probably won't happen. But if the Ferrari is okay at the start and a clear second, and they bring these upgrades at this stage of the year, there's nothing to say that they can't win. That's simple as that. Canada, Max, Spain, Fernando Alonso, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's too far off. I genuinely do not think that. I don't think that it's going to be as dominant from Red Bull as it was this year. I hope we see some surprise winners and some surprise podium finishes as well. But at the moment, it's not looking great. We have mixed it around a little bit, so I'm going to say Austria. So Spain, we'll give it to Fernando. Austria, Max, definitely Max, and definitely Max. Italy, well, I think it would be rude for me to go against Ferrari, especially when it's such an exciting race. In Monza, I'm not necessarily the biggest Ferrari fan, because I literally support the Mercedes power unit, but you have to go for a Carlos Sainz Charles win. I mean, Carlos, I don't know, he got the win for them last year, and he should do it again. I really hope he can do it again. Azerbaijan, you have to just say Max. Singapore, you have to say Max, or say Checo. Austin, I'll give it to George Russell for Austin, Texas. And I'll give Checo Mexico, Brazil win. So he's smashed out winning at the end of the season when he lost his seat. And now Christian, he's not happy. He's like, that's not good. He's not happy because all of a sudden Checo's found some pace in both Mexico and Brazil. Las Vegas will be another Max win. Back-to-back wins for Max Verstappen in Vegas. Qatar and Abu Dhabi will all be smashed out by Max Verstappen. That is, I think, in general, less wins than last year. But I don't know how far off on who's going to win. And I don't know how close that is in general. But yeah, I want to see full predictions. Spend 5 minutes writing your predictions in the comment section below, and we can all share our predictions. And hopefully, you guys have some sort of. I've added some hope here, but I've also put in some perhaps miracles to happen this year. But like I said, there's some facts to back it up that perhaps the Red Bull isn't as fast as last year, but perhaps everyone else is also at that pace. Ferrari looked solid, didn't look like it was moving around too much under, under low speed corners. I suppose Ferrari was always alright, weren't they? So, yeah, they looked okay. It's going to be super fast. I'm super excited about. And, yeah, subscribe to the Travis channel. I am back, guys. I will be posting a lot more videos in the next coming few weeks and months. SimRig is not together at the moment. I'm doing a full SimRig rebuild for the next season of iRacing. It's going to be absolutely lit. Hopefully, multiple videos a week for iRacing next season. It's going to be crazy. My camera has frozen. I don't know why it has. But maybe that is my cue to end the video. Thanks so much for watching. Coming next.